A Life of Intimate Fellowship with God, page 124. The cloud the size of a fist. The house not selling didn't discourage me, but what did was God's impenetrable silence throughout the whole process. I couldn't stand the thought of God being far away from me. Lord, I can't wait anymore. I give up on selling the house. What is the meaning behind all these miracles? Why did you hold back the moving truck until I came back on time? Why did you send me people to help unpack? Why did you send me a handyman who cut the trees, grass, and even painted the house for such a good price? You even helped me pick a perfect color for the interior walls. Didn't you do this because you wanted me to sell the house? Then why aren't you letting me sell? Are you trying to tell me all those miracles were just coincidence? Crying, I made my case before him. How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? Psalm 13:1. I'm sure we've all experienced a season of silence from God at one time or another. Imagine praying for 3 straight months, waiting on God to no answer. The God who used to be so near me was suddenly silent to all my cries. I felt quite literally abandoned in the middle of the desolate field. David's desperate cry became my own. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me, so far from my cries of anguish? My God, I cry out by day, but you do not answer, by night, but I find no rest. Psalm 22, 1-2. My heart is blighted and withered like grass. I forget to eat my food. In my distress, I groan aloud and am reduced to skin and bones. Psalm 102, 4-5. The real estate agent must have felt bad for me, a woman living by herself in an empty house. He suggested that I relist the house at half price, but I shook my head and replied, "This house will sell when God sells it, and if Father God doesn't allow it, no matter how much we lower the price, it won't sell." I laid all my cards down. God, I don't care if we sell the house anymore. I am surrendering it all to you. Later that day, an American real estate investor brought a Caucasian couple to tour the house. The first visit we had in 3 months. When Eliza prayed and saw a cloud the size of a small fist, he knew that a big rainstorm was on the way. When those people visited, I started to think God is about to do something big. Finally, God started to work. After some back and forth with the couple, we finalized a contract. The real estate agent admitted to me, in my 20 years as a real estate agent, I'd never seen such an offer. The most surprising part of this deal was that it was a cash offer. Here in America, most residential real estate deals are financed through a bank loan, relying on someone's credit score to determine if a deal can be made. But this couple was paying all the money up front. Furthermore, the buyers wanted the house to be a no inspection purchase. Again, in America, there's almost always a thorough inspection of the house before finalizing any kind of deal, allowing the buyer to back out if there are any issues. The fact that they wanted to purchase this 50 years old countryside house, one that didn't even have a conventional running water, without an inspection should have been impossible. But God allowed me to bypass these 2 basic prerequisites. Father God, thank you. After I ran out of my own strength and raised my hands in surrender, you began to work. Lord, how come you always work in such a way? Briefly, after saying that prayer, I saw an image of Jesus in Gethsemane, sweating blood and saying, "Take this cup away from me." While that prayer came from a human perspective, Jesus ended his prayer by surrendering his will to God's work. Yet, not my will, but yours will be done. Luke 22:42. I thought about Jesus, who freely gave up his place in heaven to suffer on the cross. There's no other lesson that could perfectly summarize the point of prayer than this. Praise together. When the day is nearly over, when I walk alone on an empty field, that is when God's time begins. From the song, "The Lord Keeps Working." Application. Reread the verses from Psalm in the aforementioned story and write what David honestly confessed when his situation looked worse and the Lord seemed silent. Write down anything you learn from these verses or the aforementioned testimony. Pray together. A true friend is someone you can honestly share your feelings with, whether you're hurting, suffering, or even angry. Right now, pour out how you feel before the Lord. Lord, how long will you hide your face forever? For how long will your anger burn against me? No matter what, I will trust and rely on you alone. Help me to thank you and give you alone all the glory.